Good,
like
good.
gas in the tank after the long day?
Oh yeah, yeah. Still juiced.
What's been the best part of today?
Best part of today, walking around and just seeing my guys have a smile on their face.
Any talks with the other quarterbacks here?
Yeah, I was at the Manning camp with them, so just said what's up real quick, asked them how they're doing, so good to see their face again.
What did you learn specifically from the Manning camp that we can take into this season as far as some of the techniques?
One thing that I really took from Peyton was he talked about, play calling, and he said, he still has a record for interceptions his rookie year, and he told us the reason why is because he had some plays that he wasn't comfortable with in the game plan, and his offense coordinator really wanted to call them, but he was like, how do I tell this grown man I'm a rookie that I don't like this play? So you go out there and throw a pick because you don't like the play so much. So he says, don't ever run a play that you're not comfortable with. So I really took that into account.
So individual skill set development, what's on the table for the balance of the summer? What are you going to focus on and work on for the balance of the summer to develop Sam Levitt?
Yeah, I've done a lot of under center stuff, just kind of honing in my footwork, taking a couple things out of my throwing motion. I'm always looking at little things I can add, my foot placement, how my weight's transitioning, trajectory of the, my body along with my arm mechanics, trying to sync everything up and put it all into rhythm. So it's really just taking it all into account, footwork, timing, rhythm, and then syncing it up. And then, being able to, it's really easy to do that routes on air when you're in pads, but now to be able to do that with pads on with a rush is going to be, the transition.
How's it been with Ben? Player workouts, building off the spring ball, the familiarity at that center standpoint?
Yeah, from a snapping standpoint, he's gotten 10 times better, especially since, the first couple days in spring ball. So, here they are all yelling at me right now. But just super proud of him. And then he's a really smart, cerebral player. And I'm able to talk through protections on the field with him. And then we go in the film room after and I say, hey, look, we're talking about changing the pro here. And he's like, well, this guy's blitzing. I'm like, well, if he blitzes, I'm going to throw hot off it, talking about stuff like that. So he trusts me and I trust him, and we have open dialogue all the time.
Clay was talking about how because so much of this group is coming back, camp team, all the typical things you would normally see in summer camp that in many ways you're trying to necessarily learn and figure out, there's not really going to be a whole lot of that because so many guys have already experienced it like yourself. Do you feel like you necessarily agree with that standpoint? Do you feel like there's necessarily a line between, oh yeah, it's a new team, but at the same time, so many of us are back?
Yeah, it's not necessarily getting to know the team and the guys anymore. It's kind of just growing with them, pushing each other, learning their limits, and more of their why. You already know majority of the guys' whys and who they are as people and all that. So it's really just growing, and going through things. At the end of the day, you only have, I look to my left and I see Zay and I see him, during workouts and giving speeches and he's crying and, I'm an emotional person, so that hits my heart. To see someone like that, and then you go on game day and see that, just makes you want to play for them a little bit harder, makes you want to grind for them in the off season, and then it's not about you. You get an injury, and you want to fold mentally. Well, guess what? Just because you having a bad day, don't mean that you can make it their bad day too. So you got to go grind through that.
Sam, what's it mean to have a guy like Jordan Tyson on the perimeter for row 2 at his caliber?
Yeah, incredible player, top tier receiver. He's going to go have, an incredible NFL career, and this season's going to be special. People see all the stuff he does from a physical standpoint, his body control, the way that he sticks, the way he catches the ball, but they don't understand the way that he feels out space. He might come out of a route early because he knows where to turn. He's really good in the option game. So the way that he goes about the process and the way that he views everything is pretty special. And you add that with his physical traits, makes a pretty special player. Yeah, it's night and day, and I've been saying it this whole day. The way that he's went about his process from a standpoint of not only on the field but as a person, and that's helped him as a player as well because he's a professional. He's showing up to the meetings, ready to go. His hair's not looking all sloppy in the morning anymore. Didn't just roll out of bed, setting a precedence, things along those lines that are just going to help you become a pro, and he understands that now, and he's continually progressing. I really don't think it's that much pressure. Certain times it might get overwhelming, but that's what I asked for since day one. I asked to be in this position, and I put myself in this position. So it's something I've just kind of like prepared for. For me, it's been kind of like this was supposed to happen, just a matter of time. So for people that say it's too much pressure, then this wasn't the situation for you. So I'm just excited and blessed to be here.
Xavier, the defensive expectations this year with so many returning starters, how do you feel about just being able to live up to that?
I mean, I feel like, it starts with me. I feel like it starts with me on defense. Everybody knows I'm a vocal guy, talking, things of that nature, but, really just coming out and setting the standard. I feel like we played good defense last year, but, we want to play elite defense this year. Guys like CJ Clayton, that's here, just all the guys on the defense. We lost one person, so, when you get 10 guys back, it's expected to, some strides are expected to be made. So we definitely been pushing each other each and every day, holding each other accountable about, like I said, we played good defense last year, but let's really, invest into the details, the small things, find out why we're doing it, what we need to do and how we need to do it. And, just playing fast and physical, I think, we'll be where we want to be.
What did you guys, both of you, what did you think about the pass rush from your advantage in spring ball this year versus what you saw maybe like in August when you guys were going up against each other?
From me, my standpoint, defensively, all those guys. I mean, Clayton has added 15 pounds. He's running just like us, skilled guys. He's literally running with us, like times with us, and however much he weighs. Same thing with CJ. All those guys, they've really been focusing on, improving. Everybody's been focusing on improving, and the pass rush has definitely, it's playing DB. It goes hand in hand. So I love to see those guys rush the passer, and I know in practice he doesn't really like it, because we get after him, but it's pretty good.
What did you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, for sure they've improved. They make some plays in the past where they wouldn't have maybe, but we've improved from an O-line standpoint as well. So, I didn't feel the pressure too much from my standpoint. Super proud of my guys. But, for them, they're going to affect other teams more.
David, I asked CJ Clayton about the importance of still having the Pats on the Leadership Council, which you guys are obviously all representing in your seats today, and the fact that because so many of you guys are coming back, how important is it to necessarily still have that leadership that's above everyone who's already a veteran? So can you just kind of talk about how important it is to be a part of that leadership council while everyone else at the same time has kind of played the same much as you have?
Well, no one's above anyone. I would say that. Because it's days where this guy gets on me and it's days where I get on him and we all get on each other. Like, nobody's above, anybody. The leadership council is really there just to help, just to help make decisions and things of that nature. We don't run the whole team, we don't, it's nothing like that. We're just, guys that it's also voted on amongst our peers. So it's from our teammates, they're voting us on there. So they obviously believe what we have to say. They care about what we have to say. They feel like it's right sometimes, but we're just there to really kind of show the younger guys, after we leave, how it's supposed to be done, how things go, operational. Coach Dillingham does a great job, letting us be grown men and mature, helps us be in those meetings with him and make those decisions. What do you want to do? What do you feel is best? Things of that nature. So I think it's really good.
Sam, if things go well this year, since
Yeah, I mean, I'm just playing it day by day and seeing where things will end up. I'm really not thinking about that too much. However the season ends up is where I'm going to end up. So we'll see by the end of then. Yeah.
as a stakeholder in the university,
I appreciate it.
Doug Tammerl.
Anything else for Sam? He's got a good next one. He's got a bump to.
Did you guys talk at all about not having Cam and other guys needing to step up, or just as a team, what you guys need to do as a result of that, not having it?
I mean, maybe we talked about it in January, but, we're not too worried about it. I'll give all props to Coach Arroyo and Coach Dillingham. They're going to have a great game plan and great process to go about this offseason and then continue that to in-season stuff. So, Scat was a great player. We're not trying to replace him. Just got to change up a couple things.
Considering this is the first time that neither of you guys have really spoken publicly since the draft, I mean, the fact that he went to the Giants and was a part of it, it's not necessarily relevant to what you guys are doing today, but how just cool is it to see all the pictures and videos of just him thriving really in NFL camp already and seeing
It's great because me and Scat came here together. We were one of the first guys with Dilly, and you know, for him to go off and get, I mean, me and him, he's had conversations with both of us too. I'm pretty sure Sam, but just talking about, you know, going to the next level and playing at the next level and getting drafted, and then seeing what he did after 23 seasons, coming back, how he worked, things of that nature, him changing his body, him being serious about it, and then the season that he had, you know, him cementing himself in ASU history and college football, and in college football, you know, as one of the better running backs, if not the best, you know. But I would say it's just a blessing, you know, for him and for us, you know, because he's obviously bringing attention to us, and, you know, he's putting Arizona State on the map, and, you know, he gets to chase his dreams and support his family as well. So I think it's great. And he's always still around, so, you know, we kind of get, you know, info from him about how it is at the next level, things of that nature, so it's great.
Last year, your unit was one of the best in the nation forcing turnovers, capitalizing on turnovers. How much of that's a mentality versus strategically or some tactic that you're imparting on your opponent with your group? How much is that pure versus actually the physicality?
I think it starts from Coach Ward, defensive coordinator. He constantly is preaching the ball, the ball, the ball. Even just our core, that's one of our core values, the ball. You know, smart, tough, the ball, the team. You know, in football, you can't play without a ball. You know, the ball is the most important thing. You know, so our job on defense is to take it back and give it to this guy. You know, so they can go score touchdowns and do it again. So, you know, and having a pretty good quarterback like him, you know, we feel like we can steal 2, 3, 4 possessions that we have a pretty good chance to win games. So, you know, it's literally that simple. You know, get turnovers, get the ball back to the offense. That's what defense does. So, you know, that's our mentality. And, you know, every time we step foot out there, each and every play, each and every drive, that's what we're out there for.
We steal on 3 or 4 possessions and we don't win, then I suck.
So Sam, your coach talked about last year was last year, this is last year. So all of us starting off fresh. So how are you like motivating your teammates?
Yeah, I don't know if we need too much motivation. A lot of our guys have a sour taste in our mouths. You know how great last year was. We still didn't accomplish what we wanted to. So this year it's kind of just saying, you know, we're not trying to worry about last year. It's every single day coming to work and trying to better ourselves from, you know, the work that we put in last year, not the success that we had, but the work. And I think that's where it starts.
Can you talk about like your connection with Jordan Tyson, how you guys built your bond on and off the field to make more success happen in the gridiron?
Yeah, I mean, that's my guy's, you know, one of my best friends. So just being around him all the time, competing in everything we do, video games, pool, ping pong, you know, you name it, we're going to compete in it. You know, so you add that on top of him becoming a better person, you know, making me go to church with him and, you know, vice versa and things like that. So that's my guy.
Are you guys concerned about being a reigning Big 12 champion with bullseyes to your back in this upcoming season?
No, we ain't worried about it.
We're not the reigning Big 12 champs. That was last year. It's over.
We ain't worried about it.
Completely over. You know, fall camp starts in 3.5 weeks. So, I mean, 2024 season's over. You know, it's 2025. We almost halfway through the year. It's football season. So, we just focused on, you know, task ahead.
You said, Sam, that you didn't think that you were all that good last year, or something to that effect, that you weren't great or whatever. So in what areas do you think that you can improve the most?
Yeah, like I said, control passing. I just really want to become so dominant that, you know, it basically becomes an extension of our run game. You know, I should be so consistent and dominate on quick game that it should feel like if I throw it in completion, then that's a complete failure. Like, you know, it shouldn't be like, oh, am I going to throw a completion? You know, I think the thought process has to change, you know, and that just comes from knowledge of the game and everything to do with that. So, you know, I've been taking steps and did a good job at the end of spring ball. You know, the last probably 5 practices, going to carry that over and, you know, really make that an emphasis.
Is it hard to take those 5 yards when you think something else could be developing?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm a playmaker. I want to make the biggest plays. So a lot of quarterbacks struggle with that, and it's definitely one of my traits I need to hone in.
So is it just experience that allows you to find the balance?
Yeah, for sure.
Xavier, you've made the 100-yard landlords kind of part of your brand in many ways, especially as the NIL has evolved over the last year and a half. Now, with this new partnership that Sam was a part of just moments ago, talking about Venmo and PayPal and how revenue sharing is going to be so big, especially as college sports evolves. How do you necessarily hope that your brand, at least individually, hopefully grows as really necessarily trying to figure out what the next steps are going to be like, necessarily what Prem share and what necessarily that will be like going forward?
You know, I think it's good. I really think it's good for the youth because I'm obviously old. Everybody know I'm an old guy. You know, I'm on the way out. But I think it's really good for the youth, just for, you know, people just to see me, see my brand, and, you know, them to think of their self. Like, you know, I want to kind of start branding myself, things of that nature. But, you know, with the whole real shit thing, I just think Coach Dillingham and our staff doing a great job explaining to us, like, what it really is and what how it's changing things. Not really changing too much for us because we've been kind of operated like that always. But, no, I think it's just good, just the education that they're giving us really on it. That's really all.
You guys go with Sam? I'm going to cut Sam loose.
Thanks.
Got one other thing. Jordan's going to come up.
So I think 2023 he was really more of like a bruiser. He was a little bigger. And when he came back and leaned out, and I seen him lose about 10 pounds and start kind of shred a little, and how strong he is already, like he's already explosive. And he's kind of sneaky athletic, like obviously with the combine stuff and all that, but when he plays football in between the lines, obviously watching and playing against him is two totally different things. Like it's two totally different things. So he might look like he's not moving as fast, but he's moving fast. And then when you think he's trying to run away from you, then he runs you over. Like, you know, so he's really a great player. I play with a lot of backs. Bijan Robinson, you know, I played with a lot of good backs, but Scat is definitely, you know, probably the best back that I played with, you know, so far. So.
Jordan, how fired up are you to get back, lace them up, get back on the field, and make up for some lost time in the last two weeks of the season, last 2 games? Get back after live competition.
More than excited. Can't wait. Yeah, I think this year I'm 10 times more mentally and physically prepared than I was last year. So, yeah, just can't wait. Ready to go. Yeah, that's the relationship me and Hines got. He's definitely teaching me on and off the field about everything I'm gonna see, everything that's gonna happen. But yeah, that's my guy. He talks to me about everything. It's kind of hard to just pinpoint one thing, but just the decision-making aspect, just staying out of trouble, keeping your nose clean. So yeah, just staying out of trouble for real, and decision-making on everything you do. I definitely watched Calvin Johnson, but one of my favorite receivers growing up, and a lot of people don't really know him at all for real, is Doug Baldwin. He was really the first one that did the skip release. Well, from what I seen, everybody was saying Devontae Adams created, but I seen Doug Baldwin do it first, to be honest.
Why Doug Baldwin so much?
Just shaking defenders. Like, he wasn't too fast. He was kind of small, but he would still like shake everybody, and it would be like the most subtle move, and it amazed me. And I think I have that same thing that he has. So yeah.
Jordan, just going off of who you grew up watching, when did you first pick up football and fall in love with the sport?
As soon as possible. I remember I played up with my brother. It was my first time playing football on a little 7-on-7 team, and I was the best player.
Talk to me more about that background, because I know you grew up in an athletic family. Your brother obviously in the NBA. What was that like growing up in a competitive household?
It was everything. I feel like that's what shaped me to be the person I am today. My other brother's a strength coach at South Alabama. And then my mom's the only one that didn't play sports, but that's what shaped me. Like, that's what gave me this competitive nature, this will to not want to lose. So yeah, I thank my parents and my support system for everything that's happened in my life.
Kenny said that you're 10 pounds heavier and you're running faster. What were the things that enabled that with your off season?
I just been going hard as possible. Right now is really the grind time, so I've been grinding. Yeah, and the 10 pounds I put on, it wasn't a bad 10 pounds. It was all muscle. I still have a 5.5 body fat percentage. Still pretty slim, so yeah, it was all good weight and good speed.
Do you feel like a difference?
Oh, for sure, 1,000%. I ain't gonna lie, this is the best like I've really felt like my whole life for real.
Wow. So what does that do for your confidence level or your expectations of yourself this year?
shoot, I be saying this all the time. I don't like, especially like the first half of the season. I don't think I played too well. Like even going back and watching the film, I don't think I played like up to my standard at all. The back half, I kind of picked it up, but I think this year I'm gonna be a way better player.
What about just having that familiarity now with Sam under your belt from the first season and knowing the offense and everything?
For sure, this is my first time. This is my first time in my life I've had the same coordinator back-to-back years. This is the first time I've had the same quarterback back-to-back years. This is the first time I have had the same head coach back-to-back years. So like, just having that, I think, shoot, the sky's the limit.
The combination between you and Sam, obviously getting enough preseason back already, but who necessarily entering the season is the best quarterback wide receiver? Considering that you guys obviously had that disconnect with getting injured, obviously at the end, what do you guys feel like that there is more to prove between you two individually? Do you feel like that it's more of a collective offense thing, that the offense feels like there's more to prove during this new campaign, or do you feel like that there's individually between just in your relationship?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. I think, I don't think we reached our goals last year, did we? We ain't win the Natty, so I think we definitely got something to prove.
Steven, talk about his skill sets and the unique challenges he presents from an offensive back's perspective.
Has good size, good speed, good strength. Can catch the ball, can run routes, can.
Do better now that he didn't do last year.
I just think it's the mentality. Like, just hearing them talk. Like, I used to call him 1K JT. Like, so 1,000 yards. That's what I used to call him before he even got 1,000 yards. So I always, kind of like wanted to speak it to him because I seen it in him. Like, he's a great player. Glad he's on my team. Glad I get to play with him on Saturday, not against him. But he definitely creates problems, mismatches, play action deep, short, and I feel like he can really play any position. It move inside, move outside. Like I said, and then I feel like his size, like it's usually like the guys that's like not too big but not small, kind of mid-sized guys that's usually like the most difficult guys to deal with because they're fast, he's athletic, can hop point the ball, can stay on the ground, catch over the shoulder, back shoulder, like I said, move inside, move outside. And then, playing DB, I play the hardest position. I'm playing against him and Sam. I'm playing 2-on-1, really. They don't want to say that, but that's what I'm playing against. I'm playing 2-on-1. But when you have an elite quarterback and then an elite receiver and an elite offensive line, being, with our coaches too, I feel like Coach Arroyo is a great coach. He has a great offensive scheme. Obviously playing defense, playing against him every single day, kind of tries to lure guys to sleep, give you the same looks, and then switch it up. But I think sky's the limit for him, and I'm excited to see what he does this season.
Can I get that same question to him?
Yeah.
All right. So basically, I don't think I went against anybody man to man that was as good as he is. So just having him in practice really prepared me for the season on different looks, and also not only that, he's the smartest player on the field. You can put him in the post, you can put him at linebacker, you can put him at corner, nickel, wherever you want. Like, he's literally will know what to do. And he's big, bro. Got the knowledge, bro. Like, yeah, the sky's the limit for him too. So, yeah, I'm glad he's on my team too.
Maybe a little extra work at Camp T, doing some low red zone and high red zone.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's my last camp, so I feel like it's gonna be a battle,
A little of this.
None of that. But
I gotta save my ribs here.
Yeah, we gotta save. But I definitely think I'm just excited because obviously we've been here. Last year I came here, it was total opposite talk. Now it's here. We won the Big 12, but really it's just the same. Like, our whole team is just about work. Like, I really feel like we love going to workouts every day, breaking it down, lifting weights. Like, we compete in everything that we do, like every single thing. Like, it doesn't matter if it's, like you said, ping pong, swimming, rep on 225, who can do the most squat reps,
Muscle ups.
Who can muscle ups, and then
Kenny looks for it, right?
Yeah.
He brings guys in. You guys are recruiting. Are you looking for that same thing?
Yeah, we are. Because when you see, like I said, it's as simple as you see this guy lifting on the rack next to me. You see him put on another plate, and it's like, well, I'm going to put on the plate in a 10. And then he looks over like I'm going to put on another 10. Like, so it's just, that's kind of how we are. We kind of just constantly want to be better because we're not where we want to be. We all had talks about where we want to be. We're not where we want to be. Didn't reach all our goals. just like he said, I didn't feel like I really played a good season either. Kind of getting my first, getting my feedback wet. But that's why we got summertime to grind, fall camp, and then we see y'all August 30th.
Talking about rev share though, like you guys could have gone probably anywhere, maybe even made more money, and everybody came back to ASU. So like why, and what does that say about like how you feel about the culture and what you guys are trying to do this year?
I would say, when we first got there, it wasn't about. It's never been about that. I've been playing football since I was 3-4 years old. It's taken me a lot of places, my family a lot of places. Obviously, what it could do for you financially, things of that nature. But I really just love playing football. Like I really would not want to do any other job but wake up and play football every day. So that's just, that's me.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I say this all the time. We just have a team full of guys that really love each other, really brace each other. We accept each other for everything that we bring to the table, and I think that's the reason why we won. I think that's the reason why nobody left. I think, for sure people could have took more money, but you're gonna go somewhere where the team might not like you or something like that. So they knew what they had here, and they knew they wasn't gonna risk it.
Jordan, bouncing off of that, are there necessarily, you guys both mentioned not reaching your goals or not necessarily feeling like you had reached the goals like the first half of last season or whatever. Do you have any individual goals that you already have on a bulletin board already at your apartment where it's like, oh yeah, I know this is what I want to hit individually, or is everything blinded by we have to go farther than we did last year? It's a collective thing. Like is that more important, or do you feel like do you have individual goals?
Yeah, the team goal is the most important thing. Shoot, I care more about what my team thinks about me than anything. So when he said that, it made me kind of emotional. But the only personal goal I have is 0 drops, 0 fumbles. But it's all about the team.
In terms of your injury at the very end of the last season, what are you telling yourself in that moment watching the team play in the Big 12 championship game? How do you think that motivated you to come back stronger this year?
It motivated me a lot, just especially seeing my team when they lost, man. Like just seeing them play their last game of the season, seeing everybody crying. Like it really hurt me for real, especially because I feel like I can help them. But it was good seeing the Big 12 championship game. They all won. They was all happy. They was all up on the stage with the confetti, doing angels on the ground. So
we were on the stage.
Yeah,
we was on the stage. We was at confetti.
But that was amazing. But it's definitely shaped me. I already had like an injury, so I already knew kind of what I was gonna go through. So I feel like I treated this injury 10 times better than I did my knee. So came back a little stronger. So yeah.
Was there a point last year where you felt like yourself again? You mentioned not being satisfied, especially in the first half. Was there a point maybe in the second half where you felt like the player you were before your first injury?
The last game of the season.
Is there any part of you that's excited to go back to see this year?
Yeah, just to see the stadium. Definitely has some memories in Folsom, but yeah, I'm looking forward to every game though.
Is it weird that one of your top games in that season at CU was against Arizona State?
Oh yeah, I think that was my top game. That was my first game starting too. That was a crazy one, and I was talking about that when I was at church camp. How it came like full circle, and I was kind of like telling my testimony, and yeah, that was pretty cool. A lot of good ones. I love the people that was there. I made a lot of memories, a lot of friends that I still talk to this day. But definitely the Oregon game, definitely the ASU game, but most importantly that Cal game when they rushed the field after we beat Cal. I was like, oh my God, on parent weekend, that was probably the best time I had. I don't know. I have a lot of respect for Colorado because I did go there for a year. I did wear the uniform. I did run out with Ralphie. So, I've definitely paid attention, but I'm more worried about what's going on at ASU. Yeah, I was talking to him yesterday. That's my boy. I think the world of Chase. I think he's going to be a great player for Iowa State. So, yeah.